On the morning of June 6, 1944, the world witnessed an unprecedented display of bravery and determination as Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy in a daring operation known as D-Day. The story of this historic event is etched into the annals of history, but amidst the tales of heroism and sacrifice on the well-known landing beaches, there exist lesser-known narratives that deserve recognition. These unsung heroes, secret missions, and covert operations played a vital role in the success of D-Day, and their stories remain hidden gems in the grand tapestry of World War II history. Operation Fortitude. In the lead-up to the most audacious military operation of World War II, D-Day, the Allies unleashed a cunning deception plan that would make even the most seasoned spy novelist envious. It was called Operation Fortitude, and it was nothing short of a cinematic masterpiece of wartime subterfuge. The fate of the free world hanging in the balance, a cataclysmic invasion imminent, and the need for the most elaborate ruse ever devised. Enter Operation Fortitude. With the Allies poised to strike the heavily fortified beaches of Normandy, they needed to keep the German high command guessing. And guess they did, for Fortitude was a dazzling tapestry of deceit. They conjured phantom armies, complete with inflatable tanks, fabricated radio transmissions, and double agents playing their roles with thespian precision. The Germans were led to believe that the invasion was set to strike anywhere but Normandy, Pas-de-Calais, Norway, even the Mediterranean. The whole charade was like a cinematic magic trick, with the Allies as the master illusionists. This beguiling ballet of misinformation worked like a charm. As the world washed in suspense, German forces were diverted away from the actual landing zones, leaving the beaches of Normandy not quite as heavily defended as they could have been. Operation Fortitude was a stroke of genius, a cinematic plot twist that helped tip the scales of history and set the stage for the liberation of Europe. The glider assaults. In the dark of the pre-dawn hours on D-Day, as paratroopers descended from the skies, another group of fearless warriors took to the skies in silence. Glider-borne troops. These intrepid souls embarked on a high-stakes mission, one that often goes overlooked amidst the thundering waves and airborne chaos of the Normandy landings. Their weapon of choice? Not parachutes, but gliders. Unpowered aircraft that silently slice through the night, carrying elite troops to their designated targets. These were no ordinary aircraft. They were wooden canvas-covered crafts, towed behind larger planes and packed with specially trained troops, equipment, and even jeeps. Their objective? To rescue key strategic points behind enemy lines. One of the most iconic feats of glider-borne heroism was the capture of Pegasus Bridge, spanning the Caen Canal. This seemingly unassuming bridge held immense tactical importance, as it was a vital route for German reinforcements to reach the coast. Glider pilots, often with nerves of steel, guided these fragile crafts to precise landing zones under the cover of darkness. Upon arrival, the troops inside sprang into action, engaging the enemy in intense close-quarters combat to secure their objectives. Their success was critical. It ensured that the Allies had a foothold deep within enemy territory, disrupting German movements and reinforcing the paratroopers who had dropped from the sky. These glider assaults were high-risk endeavors that demanded incredible skill, courage, and teamwork. Special Operations Executive or SOE missions. Amidst the chaos and thunderous battle cries of D-Day, a shadowy group of silent warriors emerged from the depths of covert operations, the Special Operations Executive or SOE. In the world of espionage, they were the unsung heroes, dedicated to the art of sabotage and subversion behind enemy lines. Their mission? To strike fear into the hearts of the enemy and pave the way for the success of D-Day. Operating in the shadows, SOE agents were like ghosts haunting the enemy's dreams. Their tasks were as daring as they were dangerous, and their objective was clear: disrupt the German war machine. They excelled at the art of destruction, targeting vital infrastructure like bridges, railway lines, and communication networks. In the dead of night, they would sneak through enemy territory, armed with explosives and nerves of steel. Their actions were not only about causing physical damage, but sowing confusion and panic among the German forces. By severing supply lines and disrupting reinforcements, they helped tip the balance in favor of the Allies. The SOE was an organization that thrived on secrecy, and its agents were masters of disguise, subterfuge, and sabotage. Their missions were perilous, and the consequences of failure dire. Yet, their successes were instrumental in the overall success of D-Day. They were the silent architects of chaos, orchestrating a symphony of destruction that echoed across enemy lines. Rangers at Pointe-du-Hoc. In the heart of the D-Day maelstrom, a group of elite warriors emerged as the embodiment of courage and determination, the U.S. Army Rangers. Their mission, nothing short of scaling the towering cliffs of Pointe-du-Hoc, a seemingly insurmountable obstacle that held the key to the success of the Normandy landings. Pointe-du-Hoc was a fortress bristling with German artillery, poised to rain destruction upon the vulnerable troops landing at Omaha and Utah beaches. The task that awaited the Rangers was Herculean: climb those cliffs under withering enemy fire, engage the enemy, and neutralize those deadly guns. With ropes, ladders, and sheer grit, the Rangers began their ascent in the face of relentless adversity. The enemy rained down hellfire upon them, yet they pressed on undaunted. Theirs was a mission of paramount importance, and failure was not an option. When they reached the top, they engaged in fierce combat, overcoming the enemy's defenses and ultimately silencing the guns that threatened their comrades below. The Rangers' indomitable spirit and unwavering resolve turned the tide of battle, securing the safety of the troops landing at Omaha and Utah beaches. The French Resistance. Amidst the backdrop of occupied France during World War II, a clandestine force emerged, a force born of courage and fueled by a burning desire for liberation. This was the French Resistance, a group of patriots who defied the oppressive Nazi regime and became unsung heroes in the grand theater of D-Day and beyond. The French Resistance was not an army in the traditional sense, but a network of brave men and women who operated in the shadows. They gathered intelligence on enemy movements, reported on troop deployments, and supplied vital information to the Allied forces planning the D-Day invasion. Their intelligence was instrumental in pinpointing strategic targets and anticipating German reactions, but their contribution went far beyond espionage. The resistance waged a relentless guerrilla war against the occupying forces. They sabotaged railways, destroyed bridges, and disrupted German supply lines, causing chaos in the enemy's rear ranks. Their acts of sabotage were like whispers of defiance, a constant reminder to the Germans that they were not in control of the French spirit. As the D-Day invasion unfolded, the resistance sprang into action, engaging in acts of subversion and sabotage that directly aided the Allied forces. They cut communication lines, ambushed German patrols, and played a pivotal role in the success of the liberation of France. But their commitment didn't end with D-Day. The resistance continued to fight alongside the Allies as they pushed deeper into France, providing valuable assistance in the form of intelligence, logistics, and even direct combat support. Mulberry Harbors. In the monumental logistical ballet of D-Day, one of the unsung heroes was a marvel of engineering and innovation: the Mulberry Harbors. As the Allies stormed the beaches of Normandy on June 6, 1944, these artificial harbors rose from the turbulent waters, providing a lifeline for troops and supplies. Thousands of ships and vessels laden with soldiers, tanks, and equipment needed a secure and efficient way to offload their precious cargo onto French soil. But Normandy lacked adequate ports, and existing harbors were heavily fortified by the Germans. The solution? Create harbors from scratch. Mulberry Harbors were a testament to human ingenuity. Envisioned by British engineer Hugh Loris Hughes and his team, these artificial harbors comprised massive concrete caissons, code-named Phoenixes, that were towed across the English Channel. Once in position off the coast of Normandy, they were deliberately sunk and arranged to form breakwaters and piers. These floating harbors worked like clockwork, allowing the rapid unloading of troops, vehicles, and supplies directly onto the beaches. They played a pivotal role in the early stages of the campaign, ensuring a continuous flow of men and materials despite the absence of intact ports. As we conclude our journey through the forgotten corners of the D-Day operations, we are reminded that history is not a singular narrative, but a mosaic of countless stories, each contributing to the greater picture. The heroes we've encountered, the secret missions we've unveiled, and the sacrifices made in the name of freedom are testaments to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of adversity. While the world rightly remembers the courage displayed on the beaches of Normandy, let us also honor those whose stories have long remained in the shadows. For they too played an essential role in shaping the destiny of nations and securing the future of generations to come. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more.